gamers. I figured it was about time I finally faced my fears and actually uploaded something, because the truth is, I've never been afraid of posting Skywars before, okay? It's a nice chill game mode where I don't really have to try too hard, get a few nice combos, easy clips, nail the commentary, upload it, easy video. But no longer, dude. This place, it's different. It's literally run by the Mafia now, and all of that mid loot just went sailing into the void. I'm gonna pretend that didn't break my heart because I saw a lot of ender pearls. Why didn't he use them sooner? But yeah, it sucks, man. They've overthrown the staff team. I mean, 100 of them were demoted last week, so it's not like there's very many staff members left to overthrow. They've overthrown Watchdog. Watchdog doesn't do anything against them. It's like they've intimidated it. It's like they've tamed the Watchdog. Instead of being this scary three-headed beast, it just sits there and lets the bee hoppers pet him. I don't understand it. But yeah, normally this doesn't really bother me, okay? But as a commentary YouTuber, it's the absolute worst. Well, this guy is actually nailing me, but it's the absolute worst when you nail a commentary. All is good, especially with me. I stutter so much, but I've got a sick topic, I nail it, and then zoom, a bee hopper just flies out of nowhere and takes me out. Obviously, I can't have footage of Refraction dying in Minecraft on the internet, so that goes straight into the recycle bin, but it's rough, bro. Anyway, as you can probably tell from the title, the state of Skywars is not the topic of this video, although if you would like a video on that, let me know down in the comment section, because trust me, I have plenty to say. And get out of here with your notes, bro. I got strength. Strength overrules all, okay? But I've been saving this topic for a long time now. I've been keeping it for a rainy day because I know it's a pretty cool topic and would probably do pretty well. And honestly, I can't think of a better time to post it. I haven't really posted much in the past couple months. It's January ad revenue. Things are looking bleak, okay? So it's about time I broke out my ace in the hole, my secret video idea, the man with the most ranks, how I basically got almost every single attainable rank on Hypixel that you don't have to like apply for or have certain kind of skills for, like a developer or a builder or anything like that. Just ranks that you could actually get if you were just a regular player and you started playing Hypixel today. And I'm pretty sure I've had every single one of the attainable ranks. I've had the most ranks on Hypixel, and I've definitely seen the most rank changes. My account has been through some serious stuff, okay? And I'm pretty sure this record can't be topped anymore because one of the ranks I had doesn't exist anymore. So let's rewind the clocks all the way back to 2013, the year the Hypixel network launched. I had just joined, and obviously as the server was brand new, there weren't many staff members at all. I had been staff on several servers. I'd even owned my own server, so I was quite used to moderation, and I saw so many rule breakers. It was insane. Cheaters weren't really a thing back then, so it wasn't so much that. It was more just chat problems, like people advertising, people just being toxic. And being the goody two-shoes I was, I used to mini mod all the time, say, hey, don't post links in the chat, please, and all that kind of stuff. Just this VIP thinking I was the big man. Then I decided, you know what? Why? But why don't I just apply for staff? So I actually decided to. I was only 14 in 2013. You do actually have to be 16 to be staff now. But back then, there was no age limit and staff applications were actually public. So the real secret to it was just to make your staff application look really pretty, use different colors and fonts and everything, just to make it stand out. So I wrote a wall of text and it actually got hugely popular. I got like 5 pages of replies, which considering I was a nobody, I don't know how I managed that, but I think I nearly got staff off of that, to be honest. Unfortunately for me though, somebody else was also applying for staff with a really fancy thread that was getting loads of replies. I still remember his name to this day. It was Guru Gamers. He was older than me. His thread was really nice, and I remember the forums turned into like a competition, replying to each of our threads like, oh, who's gonna get it, Guru or Cal? Which one's gonna get staff? And it ended up being Guru Gamers, and my application never even got a response in the end, which was kind of sad, you know. I spent a load of time on that, got loads of replies and got no reply, but all was good. I figured I can just apply again, right? and bam, they said, why? This is exactly what I'm talking about, man. You know what? I've already mentioned it. I've already mentioned it in this video. People will understand. So yeah, I went to nonchalantly reapply for staff. I was like, oh, my last application did really well. We'll just make it better this time. I won't have such strong competition and all will be good. But that was when they decided to make the application process a lot more professional. They upped the age limit to 16, so goodbye to 14-year-old Cal's dreams of being staff. And also they made it so they weren't public anymore and they had a dedicated team to read them. It's definitely a better system, but it certainly crushed all of my hopes of ever really joining the staff team because now I had to wait for like 2 years. Anyway, during that whole fiasco, I was actually able to acquire my first ever rank, which was the only rank on Hypixel at the time, VIP, which cost a whopping $25. You guys don't know how good you have it now, okay? I think you can get MVP Plus for $25 now, but VIP was crazy expensive and you actually needed it to apply for staff because they didn't want people only applying for staff so they could basically get the rank for free. Oh, is this another one? Really? Oh my god, it just happened again. I'm not gonna bother sugarcoating it anymore. You all need to see just the state that this game is in. I definitely think I'm gonna make a video on it at some point, but let's not let it get in the way of this video. So as I was saying, I bought VIP so that I could apply for staff, and shortly after I put in my staff application, Hypixel released their second ever rank, VIP Plus, at the cool bargain price of $50 US or 25 USD if you already had VIP. The ranks were crazy expensive back then, but honestly, I think it was justified. Hypixel was a much smaller server. They weren't making anywhere near as much money as they are now. Plus, they weren't selling like cosmetics or mystery boxes or loot boxes or pets or anything. And the ranks actually had much better perks before the EULA kicked in. The main attraction of the ranks back then were their coin multipliers. Now you can just level up your Hypixel level and get whatever coin multiplier you want, up to like 7 or 8 times, I think. But back then, network levels did not exist. The only way you could get coin multipliers was if you bought ranks. So VIP gave you a 2 times coin multiplier and VIP Plus gave you a 3 times multiplier, and I think it gave you access to a specific class in Mega Walls. I think it was Herobrine if I'm not mistaken, and I was a Mega Wall sweat. I wanted all the coins, I wanted all the classes, so I instantly bought VIP Plus. Later that year, in December 2013, Hypixel announced their final 2 ranks, MVP and MVP Plus, which gave you 4 and 5 times coins respectively, plus a buttload of other perks. So I just instantly bought MVP Plus at a staggering cost of 150 US dollars. I'm not kidding when I say how crazy expensive the ranks were back then. Looking back, it's actually ridiculous that I dropped so much money on my original ranks when they're so cheap now, but I guess they were like entirely different. Literally all their perk sets and everything you got access to. It was really worth the money. And how did that guy get all the way over there where I just ran from? I am so confused, but anyhow, I stuck with MVP Plus, hoping to apply for staff eventually. I carried on playing Hypixel up until the summer of 2014. Now, summer of 2014 is when Hypixel really started to take off and start to blow up. I think it's when it actually overtook Mineplex as the #1 Minecraft server. Their staff team still wasn't massive and they needed to recruit a load of new staff members for the influx of players over the summer. Naturally, they didn't want to accept like 100 new helpers all at once, give them access to everything, permission to pretty much do whatever they want. That is just a recipe for disaster. So what they did instead was actually something pretty smart. They kind of made like a small staff team within the staff team by introducing a brand new rank known as Junior Helper. It didn't really have like any permissions whatsoever. All you got pretty much was a blue name and direct contact to the staff team. You kind of had permission to like mute people and issue punishments, but you couldn't actually type the commands yourself. You always had to check with like your mentors or whatever. So yeah, they introduced the Junior Helper scheme in June 2014, and your boy decided to apply for it. Now, if you thought my first staff application was sweaty, you hadn't seen anything yet. This thing was on a whole other plane of existence, because bear in mind, I had been trying to get staff for a year at this point. They'd upped the age limit. There was no way I could get it until at least 2015, but then they released this junior helper thing and the age limit was only 14, probably because you didn't have access to really anything as a junior helper. Like I said, it's pretty much just a blue name and that's about it, but still, I really wanted to be part of the staff team, so I sweat this application and I was actually accepted. Now, junior helper was supposed to be a temporary thing. Literally, you had the rank for 3 months for the duration of summer, from June until August, I believe, and then after August the 31st, that was it. It was game over, your rank was gone, and you were back to being a regular player. I didn't want to go back to being a regular player, okay? I had finally gotten on the staff team. I wanted to stay on the staff team, so it's kind of sad, but I literally spent my entire summer moderating on Hypixel. Summer flew by, as it always does, and before I knew it, it was the end of August. The staff managers hadn't told us if there was any system like the best junior helpers get to stay on as a helper or something. They just basically told us that at the end of summer, we're all getting demoted, so I was fully prepared to lose my rank. So imagine my surprise when I wake up one day near the end of August and I have a message on Skype. That's how long ago it was, Skype, dude, imagine. But on Skype from the staff manager saying, hey, we'd like to promote you to helper. I was buzzing, dude. I was not expecting this in the slightest. They hadn't said they were going to do this for any of us, and I wasn't even the age requirement. I was still only 15 years old, so I would have been one of the youngest members on the staff team, but they decided to promote me and a few other select junior helpers. The majority of them sadly were demoted, but that was in the agreement, and I think somewhere around 5 to 10 of us managed to stay on as a helper, and dude, it was seriously like the best feeling in the world. Honestly, it sounds so dumb, but that was when I became a proper staff member, I guess, and that was in September
2014.
And I actually stuck as a helper for a very long time. Once I got helper, Hypixel became my life pretty much. I got heavily invested into Mega Walls and became super popular in the game for being like one of the few staff members that actually played it. I'd deal with a lot of the reports, I'd forward things to moderators. A lot of people came to know me. I was one of the first people to have 2 prestiges. And of course, later on at the end of 2014, I started my YouTube channel. So that was how I actually started working towards the YouTube rank. The YouTube rank was never really a goal of mine. I was very much, I'm a staff member. I will be a staff member. I'm not going to swap staff for the YouTube rank or anything. So I never wanted to go for the YouTube rank. I just always wanted to do YouTube, so just wanted to give it a try and see where it went. But lo and behold, it ended up taking off, so that was miraculous. And I like how that dude just logged out. That actually threw me for a second. But I carried on playing, doing this whole YouTube thing, basically spending my entire life on Hypixel as a helper, all up until June 2015, a year after I first got junior helper. So I'd been on the staff team for a year at this point. I got promoted to moderator. I honestly didn't think it was gonna happen. The way they promoted mods back then was really weird. They have a much better system now, but back then it was pretty much chance. And I'm from Europe, so my time zone is super off from a lot of the other staff members, and particularly like the managers and the admins. So they never really saw me on as much as the American staff members, I guess. So even though I basically lived on the server, they didn't really get to see that. So it took a while for them to notice and for me to be promoted to mod. I was actually due to be promoted like several months before I actually got the rank, but this was around the time that they changed the staff manager. The old staff manager was the one that wanted to promote me. Then a few months later, once the new staff manager had settled in, he was like, yo, so I heard you were on the list of people to be promoted. What do you think about a mod rank? And in June 2015, that was when I got hooked up with the moderator rank. And dude, I just cannot tell you how beautiful that rank is. I loved having that rank. If it was possible to live on Hypixel anymore, I actually found a way to do it. I actually found mod got in the way of YouTube quite a lot. So I wasn't mod for very long. I think I was mod for about 5 months before I was like, dude, I can't do this and have a YouTube channel at the same time. So I decided to resign. Being mod back then was a lot more demanding. Watchdog didn't exist, so I was basically the anti-cheat. You just had people messaging you left, right, and center with no way to turn the messages off. It was really rough, and honestly, I respect every single moderator who worked back then. Like, you can say what you want about the Hypixel staff team, but having experienced it, it was difficult stuff. And considering you only do it out of your love for the server, you don't get paid or anything, I honestly seriously commend it. So towards the end of 2015, I went back to being a boring old MVP plus. And to be honest, I loved it at first. I loved being able to like play games again and record videos without feeling guilty, because sometimes, you know, I just want to play the game, but then someone might message me with a hacker report that I can't deal with, and then, you know, they get hacked on, I get shouted at, and it's just not fun for anybody. I basically could not play Hypixel anymore or record videos on it, which I wasn't enjoying. So I loved going back to MVP plus at first. It was really liberating, but then I realized, like, I'm actually kind of bored. I really want to go back to the staff team, so I hit the staff manager up and asked for my rank back. They welcomed me back with open arms, which I thought was so lovely of them, considering I just straight up dipped out of there a few months prior. I at least thought I'd have to reapply or something, but nope, no application required whatsoever. Within a few days of messaging the staff manager, I was back on the staff team, and they couldn't hook me up with my mod rank immediately because in the few short months that I was gone, they actually spent a ton of time revising all of the policies, changing a few of the ban lengths and the punishments, introducing new rules, changing some of the old rules, and I basically had to get up to scratch on all of the new stuff. So they hooked me up with the helper rank at the end of 2015 whilst I got up to scratch with all of the new rules, and by the start of 2016, a couple of months later, I had my mod rank back, and it felt so good, dude. I felt so at home. I was happy. I was ready to start moderating, but I just didn't really enjoy it as much anymore. Like I said, during my whole period on the staff team, it was like a transition period. They changed so much. They started to introduce Watchdog. They started to introduce like online monitoring. They changed the way the staff team works. They changed the rules in ways that I didn't really agree with. And honestly, I just wasn't really feeling it. YouTube was starting to take off, and that was where I felt at home. I also have my own personal reasons for wanting to quit the staff team. I won't bore you with the details in this video, but I have mentioned it on my channel before, so I'll link that video at the top right or something. But it sucked, man. I was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because I wasn't really enjoying being a mod again, but I'd also only just rejoined the staff team. They were all super nice to me, really accommodating, just let me straight back in, no questions asked, no application. All of my staff friends were so happy to have me back. I didn't just want to be like, okay, so this sucks, see you later, guys. You know, I didn't want to dip. So I actually stuck with it for a few months until around the summer of 2016 when I was just like, yeah, I can't do this anymore. I am out of here. And then I spent the next 6 months as a boring old MVP plus, but this time I loved it, dude. YouTube was absolutely popping off. It was around this time I hit 10,000 subscribers. Skywars had just come out. I was absolutely loving it and starting to get into the groove on YouTube. And then in December of 2016, when I hit 12,000 subscribers, I was mistakenly awarded the YouTube rank. This was the first time I actually got, and the first time I lost, the YouTube rank. If you want the full story of how I managed to get the Hypixel YouTube rank, basically 20,000 subscribers below the requirements, I'll link the video where I spoke about it at the top right of the video right now, but basically it boils down to an admin gave it to me when he shouldn't have, and then promptly remove it from me because it started a load of drama. But the thing is, if it didn't spiral out of hand and start all of that drama, I actually think I probably would have kept it. But yeah, I only had it for a few days, but that was enough to give me the lust for more, dude. I really wanted to go for the YouTube rank now, so I put all of my effort in for the next couple months, starting from December 2016 when I first got that YouTube rank for a couple days, all the way up to February 2017 when I finally hit 20,000 subscribers on YouTube and was awarded the YouTube rank for for real this time. And you'd think that should be where it all ends. I finally have the YouTube rank. All is good in life. But no, of course, your boy cannot have a good thing. He has to mess it up. Totally not an excuse to get more ranks. If so, this was a very, very stupid idea. But yeah, summer 2018 rolled around and we all know what awkward little event transpired. Your boy didn't make some smart decisions on the Hypixel network, I'm gonna be honest. Your boy may have done something very dumb involving ranked skywars and, you know, like a client that is reminiscent of electronic cigarettes. And rightly so, I was banned for a month and my YouTube rank was stripped from me for 6 months. Honestly, it's a miracle I was even allowed to get this thing back, so I'm holding on to it tight this time, okay, guys? I am being like the goodiest two shoes I could possibly be. This is going nowhere. I am not losing the YouTube rank for a 3rd time. Could you imagine? But anyway, after like the longest month ever, when I was finally unbanned after my ban ran out, I logged in and once again, I was a pathetic little MVP plus. Every time I look at that, it's like, oh no, I've made a mistake. Like the first time I resigned from mod, the second time I resigned from mod, then when I lost the YouTube rank, it's just not good to look at. But thankfully this time, Hypixel had actually added another rank to their store that I hadn't been able to get yet because otherwise it would have been hidden by the YouTube rank. And that is obviously MVP++. So in September 2018, after I got unbanned, I bought MVP++ for 6 months, and that carried me until February 2019 when I was able to reapply for my YouTube rank and get it for the final time. And here we are, nearly February 2020, and we've still got it, man. It's going nowhere this time, okay? So yeah, that's every single rank I've ever had on the Hypixel network, except for a couple of Easter eggs. I had the beta tester rank at one point on Hypixel, but so did everybody else on the server, and it didn't really do anything. It was just a pink tag, so I don't really count it. And the other time is when I first got promoted from junior helper to helper. I was accidentally promoted straight to mod, so I actually went junior helper, then mod again. Yeah, I peaked early, I guess. Default, VIP, VIP+, MVP+, junior helper, mod, MVP+, helper, mod, MVP+, YT, MVP+, YT, MVP+, YT. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing if you're new around here, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.